All right, so I'm a little late actually, and yeah, had a rough day, but we'll get into it on 511 Thoughts. I actually have to go to the bathroom real quickly, so we'll do that and then get right into it. All right, and today, a little input output, right? Anyway, so today was a rough day for me, if I have to say. I feel like I'm talking to my friend on the phone, right? But today was such a rough day, man. Dude, I was like so good. Do people? Question of the day. First question of the day. I might do some other questions of the day. First question of the day. Do people use the word dude anymore? I feel like that's pretty outdated, right? I mean, I guess the question is like sort of like, oh, I use the word dude, so it doesn't matter like if you use the word dude. But if you don't like that I use the word dude, then it's one of those things. Anyway, speaking of not liking, my boss, right? My boss did not like my performance, and I'm pretty sure, like he didn't come out and tell me, but I'm pretty sure that I will not be getting a promotion this year. So it was, it's one of those things where, like, to be completely honest with you guys, right? Whoever is watching this, to be completely honest with myself, I didn't really think I did a good job, right? So I generally struggle with consistency in terms of doing a good job, and part of it's because sometimes it's tough, right? You really, like, for me, I'm one of those people, like, I really have to want to do something in order to do a good job at it, right? So so I didn't really expect it, but I tend to be kind of curious about stuff, and so I looked into something that maybe I shouldn't have been looking at, but and I figured I found out that I wasn't going to get the bonus. So or it's a promotion, basically it's a raise, right? So no raise to this year, this year, and how do I feel about that? It's tough. I'll be honest with you. Like I said, I do, like, there's a part of me that is sort of like, I want the bonus, right? And there's another part of me that just is like, well, you didn't deserve it, right? So I don't know. Like, it's weird because I'm someone who is, like, I definitely can emote, right? Like, I feel like, am I emoting now? Like, I don't know. I guess that depends on what you mean by emoting. But at the same time, I do sort of want a sort of like just reward thing, right? And so it's sort of like, I get conflicted, right? I get conflicted between, like, oh, what like ought to be good, right? So in other words, like, yeah, I didn't expect to get a bonus. I mean, I'm kind of upset because, at the same time, I liked, we love our sort of, we love our sort of trips to, I splurge on Starbucks. That's another FYI about me. But I love my sort of trips to Starbucks. I love my sort of stuff like that. And the same, and now I can't do it. But it's really like, there's a part of me that's like, yes, like, you don't do it. You don't, effort equals results is something that I plaster. So one of the things about me as well is that I tend to have sayings, right? Like, effort equals results. Like, my English teacher in 7th grade had a poster that I always sort of stuck with. Is like, hard work is the reward for hard work. And these are pretty like stoic, like, not stoic, but sort of Spartan sort of things. And I don't know if, like, I necessarily come off as very Spartan-esque, especially like saying I don't know every 5 seconds. But there is something about sort of the struggle that I think maybe is something like a secretly desire. And just to bring it back to sort of yesterday's talk about sort of like, well, your sort of like, the office work is like not fulfilling in the sense that it causes like a sort of struggle, right? So it's almost like sometimes I feel like that's probably what happens with a lot of people in like the self-sabotaging. There's some issue of like self-loathing and hatred, but there's self-hatred. But at the same time, it's almost like a sort of loathing at the fact that it's just too like sort of it's too given to you. Like people don't want like I think I don't know. Like I mean I don't want to speak for everyone, but I don't know if people like really truly if people really truly want to be given stuff. I mean I don't know if you're like me at least, right? Then you definitely are someone who is at their core they're sort of like they want to earn, like you want to get what you already. Anyway, so why is all of this to say, right? That was basically like the only bad thing that happened. I had a long conversation with my other client, who not the client that I had the typo for, but another one. I only we're doing work, but yeah. So had a conversation about that. Not too bad, it's a long conversation. I run out of things to say. I'm already running out of things to say here, right? But because it is, and that's something that I also would like to sort of call. I wonder, do you like how are you guys with like talk? Because I can say for myself, right? I had a long conversation, and it was like if you look at the distribution between who's talking, I feel like I've never had a conversation where I'm talking like over like 42%, right? You know what I'm saying? Like it's like maybe like for every 10 minutes I maybe talk like 3 minutes. It's sort of but I think it's because for me I don't really have a lot to say, and I usually don't. I think there's a sort of I don't want to say, like I don't know a lot of stuff. But anyway, yeah, so that was my day. It was a very, I'm conflicted because I feel bad, to be honest with you. One thing I will say is that I do feel bad about caring, right? And I care, like, I tend to care about sometimes, like, the dumbest stuff. Like, one of the things, right, that I think separates me from a lot of people is that I care about, like, sort of, like truth, right? Like, it bothers me when people purposely lie, right? And, and we talk about sort of being fake as sort of, like, I mean, I don't necessarily think that that's like the same thing as like purposely lying. Like I think people can, because being fake can include like, you're sort of nice when you don't really want to be. I mean, I do that all the time, but I feel like this is the video, right? This is a video, but specifically for me, it's like when you lie to sort of like, or you say something that you don't necessarily believe, but that will be taken in a way that is sort of untruthful and or really malicious, right? And I feel like that's something that like bothers me. When I see that, it's just like I just get up and I can't handle it. And I honestly think that maybe for me, when I'm sort of dealing with people, I'll tend to equate sort of all sort of fakeness as in like, well, I can't sort of trust this person because this person will eventually like sort of hurt me or something. And so I do, it is one of those things where this is what happens. I think maybe the sort of the call to action is you've got to be proactive, right? People like me and, people like me, I get the answers by just talking them out, right? This is talking in, talking out, right? Input, outputs. But it is sort of like, well, you've got to be proactive. And I think that is the answer. I know for tonight, I will be proactive and sort of dwelling upon the conflict of, should I have put more effort in to get the bonus? It's a promotion, right? It's basically like what is in my, my contract. So, should I have put in more effort? Should I have not put, in other words, the question of not putting more effort is like, it's hard to put in effort that you don't believe in, right? It's very difficult. So It's one of those things. I don't know how long I was actually in the bathroom for. This is so embarrassing, but at the same time, I think it's kind of funny, so I'm just gonna leave it. But suffice to say, it was a tough day. It was a tough day because that one bad thing can sort of put you in a bad mood, and then it sort of makes you self-doubt about yourself, right? So that self-doubt is the real enemy, and self-doubt in terms of not sort of going by what you actually believe is the real thing. But yeah, so that's about it. That's all I have to say. I feel like I'm my own therapist sometimes, but I guess that's what it is what it is. Hope everyone's having a great Wednesday, and yeah, talk to you again tomorrow, same time, same place. Maybe with I don't know, a better beverage. I don't know. We'll see. This is a good, yeah. All right.